Every morning you wake up, you are given a choice. A silent, powerful choice that most people ignore. The choice to love yourself or to doubt yourself. And the truth is, the direction of your entire life depends on that one decision. Self-love is not just a feeling. It is a commitment, a discipline, a promise you make to yourself every single day, especially on the days when you feel broken, tired, or not enough. Because the world will not always remind you of your worth, but you must. Self-love is the foundation of confidence and success. Yet it is the one thing most people neglect while chasing everything else. We wake up every day trying to prove ourselves to the world, trying to earn respect, recognition, and approval, but we forget the most important question: have we earned it from ourselves? Because the truth is, no amount of external success will ever feel enough if, deep inside, you don't believe you are enough. Everything you achieve in life is built on the relationship you have with yourself. The way you see yourself determines the risks you take, the opportunities you accept, and the limits you place on your own potential. If you don't truly value who you are, you will constantly settle for less than what you deserve. You will accept situations that drain you, relationships that break you, and standards that keep you small. Not because that is all life has to offer, but because that is all you believe you are worth. Confidence does not come from achievements alone. It does not come from money, status, or applause. True confidence is born the moment you start respecting yourself, trusting yourself, and standing by yourself even when no one else does. It begins when you stop criticizing every mistake and start understanding that growth is a process. It begins when you realize that you don't need to be perfect to be powerful. Think about it. How many dreams have been destroyed not by failure, but by self-doubt? How many opportunities have been missed because someone didn't believe they were ready, capable, or deserving? When you lack self-love, you hesitate. You overthink. You hold back. You play safe. And in doing so, you slowly distance yourself from the life you are capable of creating. But when self-love becomes your foundation, everything changes. You start taking action without constantly seeking reassurance. You start believing in your decisions. You stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating it. Because deep down, you know that even if things don't go as planned, you have yourself to rely on. And that kind of belief is unshakable. Success is not just about what you achieve, it's about who you become in the process. And you cannot become your best self if you are constantly fighting against yourself. You cannot build a strong future while carrying a weak self-image. The strongest people in this world are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who never abandon themselves. Self-love gives you resilience. It gives you the strength to keep going when things fall apart. It reminds you that your worth is not defined by one bad day, one mistake, or one rejection. It teaches you to separate your identity from your failures. You are not your setbacks.
This is so nice. It really is. We should do this more often.
Constantly
Absolutely.
evolving, constantly growing. When you truly love yourself, you stop comparing your journey to others. You understand that everyone has a different path, a different timeline, a different struggle. You stop feeling threatened by someone else's success and start focusing on your own growth, because you realize that your only competition is the person you were yesterday. Self-love also means setting standards. It means deciding what you will accept and what you will no longer tolerate. It means protecting your energy, your peace, and your time. Because when you value yourself, you stop allowing things that don't align with your worth to stay in your life. You become selective, not because you think you are better than others, but because you finally understand your value. And let's be clear, self-love is not selfish. It is necessary. It is the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without it, success feels empty. With it, even small progress feels meaningful. Without it, you constantly seek validation. With it, you become your own source of strength. Every morning is a new opportunity to reinforce this foundation. The way you start your day matters. The thoughts you feed your mind matter. If you begin your day with doubt, negativity, and self-criticism, you are already setting yourself up to feel weak. But if you start your day with intention, with belief, with self-respect, you are building momentum that carries into everything you do. You don't wake up confident. You build confidence through daily choices, through the way you speak to yourself, through the way you treat yourself, through the actions you take even when you don't feel ready. Self-love is not built in one day. It is built daily, through consistency, through awareness, through effort. So look at your life right now. Look at your habits, your mindset, your environment. Ask yourself honestly, are these things supporting your growth, or are they holding you back? Because if self-love is your foundation, then everything you build on top of it must reflect that. You deserve to feel strong. You deserve to feel capable. You deserve to believe in yourself. But more importantly, you deserve to prove it to yourself through your actions. Not someday, not when everything is perfect, but starting now, in this moment, with the choices you make today. Your inner voice shapes your reality more than any external circumstance ever could. It is always there, quietly influencing your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. It speaks in moments of silence, in moments of fear, in moments of opportunity. And whether you realize it or not, you are constantly listening to it, constantly obeying it, constantly becoming what it tells you that you are. Think about the first thought that enters your mind when you wake up. Is it powerful, encouraging, and filled with belief? Or is it heavy, doubtful, and filled with hesitation? Because that first conversation you have with yourself sets the tone for your entire day. If your inner voice begins with negativity, your energy follows, your focus weakens, your confidence drops. But if that voice is strong, supportive, and intentional, it builds momentum that carries you forward. The problem is not that people don't have potential. The problem is that most people have a negative inner voice that constantly undermines that potential. It tells them they are not ready. It tells them they are not good enough. It reminds them of every failure, every mistake, every rejection. And over time, those thoughts don't just remain thoughts, they become beliefs. And those beliefs become your reality. You can have all the talent in the world, all the opportunities in front of you, but if your inner voice is filled with doubt, you will still hold yourself back. You will hesitate when you should act. You will quit when you should persist. You will shrink when you should rise. Not because you lack ability, but because you lack belief in that ability. Your mind is powerful, but it is also programmable. And the way you program it is through repetition. The words you say to yourself every single day are shaping your mindset. If you constantly repeat negative thoughts, your brain accepts them as truth. But if you start feeding your mind with positive, empowering thoughts, your brain begins to rewire itself in that direction. This is why awareness is the first step. You have to become conscious of how you are speaking to yourself. You have to catch those negative thoughts the moment they appear. Not to ignore them, not to suppress them, but to challenge them. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me grow, or is it holding me back? Because not every thought you have deserves to be believed. Your inner voice should not be your biggest critic. It should be your strongest ally. It should push you forward, not pull you back. It should remind you of your strength, not just your struggles. And the truth is, no one else can build that voice for you. It is your responsibility. There will be moments when things don't go your way. Moments when you fail, when you feel lost, when you feel uncertain. In those moments, your inner voice becomes even more important. Because when the world is silent, when there is no applause, no encouragement, no support, your inner voice is all you have. If that voice says you can't do this, you will stop. If it says this is too hard, you will quit. But if it says keep going, even when everything feels difficult, you will find a way. That is the power of self-talk. It doesn't just influence your mindset, it determines your actions. And here's something you must understand. Your brain does not know the difference between what is real and what is repeatedly told to it. If you constantly tell yourself that you are weak, your mind will believe it. If you constantly tell yourself that you are capable, your mind will start looking for ways to prove it. This is not about blind positivity. It is about intentional thinking. It is about choosing thoughts that serve your growth instead of feeding thoughts that limit your potential. It is about being disciplined with your mind, just like you would be disciplined with your actions. Control your inner voice before it controls you, because once negative thinking becomes a habit, it becomes a barrier between you and everything you want to achieve. It creates fear where there should be courage. It creates doubt where there should be confidence. It creates excuses where there should be action.
This is so nice.
But the moment you
it really
take control,
is. We should do this more
everything
often.
begins to shift.
Absolutely.
You start replacing doubt with determination. You start replacing fear with focus. You start replacing hesitation with action. And slowly, consistently, your reality begins to change. Your inner voice is not fixed. It is not something you are born with. It is something you build. Every thought you repeat, every belief you reinforce, every word you say to yourself is shaping that voice. So if you don't like what it is saying right now, change it. Speak to yourself with strength. Speak to yourself with belief. Speak to yourself with purpose. Because at the end of the day, you are always listening. And what you choose to hear will determine who you become. So be careful with your thoughts. Be intentional with your words. Because the most important conversation you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. Stop seeking validation from others, because the more you depend on it, the more you lose yourself in the process. It may feel natural to want approval, to want recognition, to want someone to tell you that you are doing well, that you are enough, that you are on the right path. But when that need becomes constant, when your happiness begins to depend on it, it turns into a silent weakness that controls your decisions, your confidence, and your direction in life. From a very young age, most people are conditioned to seek validation. We are praised when we meet expectations and criticized when we don't. Over time, we begin to associate our worth with how others respond to us. A compliment makes us feel valuable, while criticism makes us question ourselves. And without realizing it, we start handing over control of our self-worth to people who may not even understand our journey. The problem with seeking validation is that it is never consistent. People's opinions change. Their perspectives are limited. Their judgments are often based on their own fears, insecurities, and experiences. If you build your confidence on something so unstable, your sense of self will always be unstable. One moment you will feel strong, and the next moment, a single negative comment will make you doubt everything about yourself. When you rely on others to tell you who you are, you slowly forget how to define yourself. You start adjusting your behavior to please people. You hide parts of yourself to fit in. You say yes when you want to say no. You follow paths that don't truly belong to you, just because they are accepted or admired by others. And in doing so, you lose your authenticity, your originality, your true identity. There is a hidden cost to constantly seeking approval. It creates fear, fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of failure. Because if your worth depends on how others see you, then any negative opinion feels like a threat. It stops you from taking risks. It stops you from expressing yourself freely. It keeps you trapped in a version of yourself that is designed to be accepted, not to be real. But the truth is, no one else is living your life. No one else is carrying your struggles, your dreams, your responsibilities. So why should their approval define your worth? Why should their opinions have more power than your own belief in yourself? Real confidence begins when you stop asking, "What will they think?" and start asking, "What do I believe?" It begins when you make decisions based on your values, not based on applause. It begins when you are willing to stand alone for what you believe in, even if it means being misunderstood. This does not mean you ignore all feedback. Growth requires learning, listening, and improving. But there is a difference between constructive feedback and constant validation. Feedback helps you grow. Validation controls you. One builds you, the other limits you. You must learn to recognize that difference. When you stop seeking validation, you start building self-trust. You begin to rely on your own judgment. You make decisions with clarity instead of confusion. You take responsibility for your choices instead of blaming others for their opinions. And that is where true freedom begins. Freedom is not just about doing what you want. It is about not being controlled by what others think. It is about having the courage to follow your own path, even when it is different, even when it is difficult, even when it is unpopular. There will always be people who doubt you. There will always be people who question your choices. No matter what you do, you cannot please everyone. So instead of exhausting yourself trying to gain approval from everyone, focus on earning respect from yourself. Ask yourself, are you proud of your efforts? Are you staying true to your values? Are you growing, learning, and improving? Because at the end of the day, those are the questions that matter, not the opinions of people who are not walking your path. When you validate yourself, something powerful happens. You become less afraid of failure, because you are no longer trying to prove anything to anyone. You become more focused, because your energy is no longer scattered trying to meet expectations. You become more confident, because your belief comes from within, not from external sources. You start living with purpose instead of pressure. You start making choices based on alignment instead of approval. You start building a life that feels right to you, not just one that looks right to others. And yes, it can feel uncomfortable at first. Letting go of the need for validation is not easy, because it has been a habit for so long. But with awareness and consistency, you can break that pattern. You can remind yourself that your worth is not up for debate. It is not something that needs to be approved or confirmed by others. You are already enough, not because someone says so, but because you exist, because you are trying, because you are growing, and that is more than enough. So stop chasing approval. Stop waiting for permission. Stop looking outside for something that already exists within you. Stand in your truth. Trust your journey. Believe in your path. Because the moment you stop seeking validation from others is the moment you finally start becoming who you were meant to be.